Hey everyone, and welcome to a kind of special edition of the Shivering Mouse. Special in that this is a submission video for a Disney contest. So I know that we're supposed to go over Ernesto de la Cruz in the Villain's Lair this week. I will post that video later, but for the submission to the Disney contest, they asked me to review my favorite Disney movie. Part of why it took me so long to go over that for this video is because it was really hard to choose. I like more obscure Disney movies with villains like Abigail Gregory that maybe a lot of people haven't heard a lot, and you'll see that I've reviewed that in my YouTube channel, and I've reviewed a lot of movies on my podcast, but really my favorite of all favorites is kind of my favorite because it has kind of the biggest baddie. I love Maleficent, and therefore my favorite movie that I chose is Sleeping Beauty. Those who are regular listeners will not be surprised by this because I tend to be a Disney nostalgic. I like the classic things like the original Journey into Imagination and the TTA People Mover and the classic movies. I like that Sleeping Beauty has a very different artistic style from the softer styles of Snow White and Cinderella. For that time, it's really unique and has just a very different artistic style. I love Maleficent as a villain. I love her in all of her incarnations from Kingdom Keepers to Kingdom Hearts to her original Sleeping Beauty form. She's a fascinating villain because she's one of the few Disney villains that is openly evil. Like, she's not drawn to evil because she's self-serving. She's like, no, I'm evil. I'm a bad guy. And she's one of those classic villains where you know right from the beginning that she's the bad guy. And so she's just not deceptive about it at all. She's like, hey, I feel slightly offended, so I'm going to curse that baby. Normal stream of thought, right? No, I definitely would love to see her presence more in the parks. I was there not this past August, but the August before for my 19th trip to Disney World, and just, I would love to see more Maleficent. On the other hand, I love the music from Sleeping Beauty. I love that it was drawn from Tchaikovsky, and it's great that it kind of plays in the background in Fantasyland. It's absolutely beautiful, so much fun, and having a great villain and great music in the same movie is absolutely fantastic. So while I love modern Disney movies, I love Tangled, I like Frozen. Took me a while because I was trying to be, the cool aunt that is not into the same movies that my nieces are into, but yeah, I ended up falling for Frozen. Yeah, I love it. And, all of that kind of thing. I love the new ones. I love, love, love Brave because I've got to give another curly girl some love, right? But I'm by far nostalgic, and I think Sleeping Beauty wins for me. I love that they kind of altered the tale a little bit. I know Disney gets a lot of criticism for that, but if you've read the original story of Sleeping Beauty, this one would not be a children's movie if they had left it in its original form. And I think the editing in this particular case was very wise and very well done. I think even today it would probably have to be even more, oh hey Oliver, even more edited, because that's a pretty dark story. I mean, there's cannibalism, there's inappropriate relations, there's adultery. I think it's a good thing that Disney kind of tamed this one down. And if you look at a lot of the classic tales, when Disney does have to do that, it's pretty necessary. So even though they get a lot of criticism for this, at the end of the day, Disney is a family company, and I think that they really do, where they do have to edit, I think they do it in the most appropriate and sensitive way without ruining the actual content and message of the story. And so I think Sleeping Beauty is one where it was just beautifully done. I love that the voice of Lady from Lady and the Tramp is the voice of Merryweather. I think her voice is just gorgeous, and I don't know, I just love Sleeping Beauty, and I could rant on for it for a while. I think one of my podcasts on Sleeping Beauty is an hour long. I love that movie. I love the story. I love the artistry, and I love the music. Hands down, it took me forever to decide, but Sleeping Beauty is definitely my favorite Disney movie. However, this category also tends to change depending on what part of my life you ask. When I was 2 or 3, The Little Mermaid was my jam because it was pretty new then. There have been times where Blackbeard's Ghost was my favorite, Swiss Family Robinson was my favorite, the millions and millions of Kurt Russell movies have been favorites to me just to honor Walt's last written words, but as of today, Sleeping Beauty. So that is my submission for the contest, and I hope it's appropriate. I can't wait to see you, and I'll be wishing on a star to hear back from you. Have a great day. Oliver.